Hello and welcome to the High Ticket Sales Secret Masterclass. I am so excited to share this with you. This is a live or masterclass that is near and dear to my heart. Selling is one of the best things that you can learn and teach yourself for your business. So we will go ahead and get rolling. This is how savvy service providers never have to worry about booking high ticket clients again. I know that is a really big promise, and I know that I can deliver on that. I am Jordan Ilderton. I'm a multi-six-figure business coach. I only offer one-to-one. So this is all information that I have gathered from my own journey and from supporting clients behind the scenes for the past 10 years. So really, again, thank y'all for being here and watching this. Ask your questions along the way. This is for you. I want this to be really juicy. And again, whether it's high ticket or just selling in general, I know that this is going to support you. So let's talk about what we'll cover. This is a mix of strategy and mindset. You'll learn why all the other stuff you've tried hasn't worked, because there are two foundational things that you really need to understand about selling high ticket before we go into the 5 secrets and before you start selling high ticket. So we'll talk about that. Then we're also going to go into my 5 high ticket sales secrets that makes selling, a $1,000 to $3,000 to $5,000, offer like easier, faster, and with fewer objections. So that is what we're talking about today. And we're going to do this without feeling sleazy, without feeling like you need richer clients. And so let's talk about, you are in the right place. If you've ever thought, why is everyone ghosting me? If you've ever thought, I'm so good at what I do. People tell me they love my stuff. People tell me I'm great, but they don't buy. Or I have so much experience. I bring so much to the table. I have more degrees, certifications, client testimonials, but people keep telling me they can't afford me. Or maybe I just need richer clients. I've heard that a ton. And let me know if you've ever thought that. I need richer clients. I need an audience with more money. These are the things that, if you've ever thought any of these things, you're in the right place. Because I know that I've thought these things. I know that all of my clients have thought these things. And so this is just a really great opportunity to see that it's not just you. It is not your experience or lack of experience or needing more experience. It's not that your audience is the wrong audience or that you need richer people. It's really none of that. And so we're going to talk about what it is. And stay till the end. I have a special offer for you. I know what a big deal it is for you to be here live. You are all getting an extra entry to win my 45-minute one-to-one free coaching session. So thank you so much for being here. Ask your questions along the way. Don't forget to download the High Ticket Sales Leak Finder. This is a new tool. I'm really excited about this. This is just an extra freebie that I wanted to give you. I typically do like a playbook, but I know that one of the biggest problems with high ticket sales with business owners and my clients who come to me is they don't know where they're losing people. They don't know what the problem is. So often, once they have these secrets, when they get people on calls, they can convert them, but they don't know where the leak is before that. And so this is a diagnostic tool that will help you figure that out. Use it now, help, solve the right gap now. Use it 3 or 6 months from now, because this could always change in your business. And so this high ticket sales leak finder is just going to be a tool that you can keep coming back to, and it'll be an asset in your business. And again, this is your time. This is a training for you. Turn off your distractions. This will be about 45 minutes, depending on how long we go with questions. But again, thank you so much for being here, and let's get started. So I'll tell you a little bit about me and my story. So I did start my business 10 years ago as a bookkeeper. That is my first daughter. I have 3 daughters. When she was a newborn, I started my business, literally her on my chest, getting my pro advisor certification, reactivating my CPA, getting my website started. I had a $35 an offer hour, or $35 an hour offer. Got that backwards. But $35 an hour, and the clients rolled in. I had connections with the accounting world and CPAs, and it just I didn't have to do a lot of work to get clients. They just kind of came. And so that was really nice. About 5 years ago, I pivoted to high ticket. 5 years into my business as a bookkeeper, I saw this huge gap between the information I was giving my clients and the support that they really needed. And so I wanted to create this high ticket one-to-one offer. That's all I offer even now. 5 years later, I only do one-to-one. But when I pivoted, I thought, I had a CPA license. I had years of experience. I'd worked in public accounting. I had 5 years of bookkeeping under my belt. I had certifications. I thought my VIP offer would sell easy peasy. I thought people would just see how qualified I was. I thought they would realize they need my services. I thought the same referrals that came through the door would just, buy my offer. And it was a shocker, which I don't know if you've experienced this, but it was really hard. I struggled to book clients. I was ghosted. I heard I can't afford you more times than I can count. I remember thinking the exact reason you need to hire me is the reason you feel like you can't. And it was just so frustrating. So what I did to try to solve that problem, I bought a $9,000 group program that gave me a sales script, and I put the vomit emoji face because it was terrible. It felt awful. Then I bought a $4,000 woo mastermind thing that basically was about manifesting a client. And I am all about some woo. I've got my sage over here. If you follow me on Instagram, I am woo. But just manifesting a client with a $9,000 offer did not work either. So I really felt like I was losing the game that was selling. It was just me. Something was wrong with me. I felt defeated. I felt frustrated. I thought I made a mistake pivoting. I thought maybe I peaked with my bookkeeping and that's my lane and I need to stick to it. And again, I don't know if you've ever felt any of these things, but feel free to let me know, because I know I'm not the only one. But that just feeling of this isn't working, something's not working, something must be wrong. It was hard, but then I decided I can figure this out. I figured out so many other things in my business. Did my own website, did all these things. I was I can figure this out. So I spent years and tens of thousands of dollars, because I invest in my own coaching. I've had my own forever one-to-one coach for 4 years now. So I've invested heavily in my business, and I've been on hours and hours and hours of sales calls and realized this is a skill. This is a knowable skill that you can learn. And if I can learn it, you can too. So that is what we're covering today. That is what I want to teach you with these high ticket sales secrets, is how to sell. So now I sell out my $9,000 offer. Making sales doesn't feel like a question or if it's going to happen. It really feels so steady in my business. I feel so safe. I feel like I know how this works. Business is a game and I know how to play it. I'm a mom of 3. And I am not joking when I say that my multi-6-figure business that has crossed over 1.2 million in lifetime cash, never working full time, my business is so much more simple than running, my family of 5 and my 3 kids and dance team. My business is so simple, and attracting and converting clients feels so simple. And that's what I feel like all of us as moms who, don't want to give everything to our business, that's what we're craving. We want that steadiness. We want that simplicity. And so that's what this masterclass is going to teach you. So also one of the best parts, other than the steady revenue, the steady sales, knowing I know how to do this, is just that I book the right clients and they renew with me for years. That is one of the joys of my business. I just had a client call now, and we've worked together for 4 years. I know this client. I know their dog's names, I know my clients so well, and I cry happy tears for them all the time because we've just built these amazing relationships, and that fundamentally brings me a lot of joy. And I know I have so many clients in that same boat where they don't want to just have to constantly be always getting new people, but they have the right people coming in, and those people stay for a long time. And that's what helps my income and revenue keep compounding, because I have clients, renew on repeat. And so I rarely have one-to-one spots open up. And so this is how my revenue stays so steady and keeps growing. So these are some of the responses I get when I send renewal offers, and it just makes me so happy when my clients stay for the long haul, because that's who I am and the relationships I like to build. So selling high ticket is not a skill that you're either born with or not born with. This is something no one is born with, is my opinion, but we all can learn it. So just like you learn the services that you offer, whether it's bookkeeping, whether it's, supporting businesses behind the scenes, whether it's helping someone, in an advisory role, whether it's supporting them on their health journey, or, some type of healthcare solution. You had to learn how to support your clients. You also had to learn everything else in your business. And of course, I had to put this picture in, but I'm covering up the words, but that's me and my girls. You can learn how to sell high ticket too. So that is what we're going to learn today. Like I said, again, it is not luck, it is learn. Like if you're sitting there and you're like skeptical, you're like, I've tried everything, I get it. Like I totally understand. I spent over 13K on things that did not teach me any of this stuff before. So we're going to talk about the two foundational pieces you need to know about high ticket sales first that makes all of this stuff work. And this is why sales scripts don't work, or they haven't worked for you. It's why just getting a richer audience or people with more money doesn't necessarily work. It's why raising your vibe or manifesting a client hasn't worked. It's why discounting or trying to convince someone on a call to buy doesn't work. And the first foundational truth is that trust matters more than trends. So when you're selling like a low ticket done for you offer, all the person needs to trust is that you can do the job. So with my bookkeeping services, all they needed to trust, my potential client just needed to know that I could get the job done. With high ticket, we are typically offering a transformation. So our potential client not only needs to trust us, they need to trust themselves. And that is why like sales scripts don't work. That is why having richer clients won't work, because it ignores this truth. If your potential client doesn't fundamentally trust themselves, then they won't be in a position to hire you no matter how much money or time they have. And so this is why a lot of that other stuff hasn't worked, is because it ignores that the person on the other side that you are talking to is a human and they've got to trust themselves, not just you. So the other foundational truth that you must know about high ticket sales, that there are thousands of people online doing the same thing that we do. It is no longer just enough to be good at what we do. It is no longer enough to have the degrees, the certifications, the testimonials. Like 5 years ago, 7 years ago, that was the game. Like, yeah, you have these certifications, you have these degrees, you have this many years of experience. That was literally enough. And now it is just not enough. It's a crowded market. We've got, consumer trust at the lowest it's ever been. The term trust recession, like being good at what you do just isn't enough. So that's why, just thinking that your degrees or certifications will sell for you doesn't work. It's why raising your vibe doesn't work. It's why discounting doesn't work, because it ignores this truth. So now that we have these two foundational, fundamental truths, we're going to talk about just a quick client example. So she came to me thinking she needed another degree. Like she is like a badass, like she has degrees and certifications and experience, but she thought she needed another degree to, create the 5K, 10K, 20K months that she wanted. But what she actually needed was to be able to sell her service at 3x her higher rate. And so once she learned and implemented these secrets, that when she 5x'd her monthly cash. And that is just, it could be a number of my clients, with this example. Like this kind of is like speaking to the people who hire me, is they think they need another degree, or they think they need a richer audience, or they think they need this. And it's like, we literally just need to be able to sell this offer that we've got. So again, you can learn this. It is a learnable skill. It has made all the difference from struggling to sell high tickets, from struggling to sell high ticket at, my higher ticket offer. I actually sell my $9,000 offer easier and faster than my $350 a month bookkeeping clients. I've talked about this just in the past few weeks. In September last month, we literally had someone hire and fire us for bookkeeping in the same week for a $350 a month offer. And that was like a deal, like $350 a month. I was not overcharging them, but they dropped me because they found someone cheaper. My $9,000 a month offer, I don't get those same objections. I don't get that same just like price checking and looking for the cheapest person. And it's really about a transformation. And that's why I am so sold on high ticket. And that's why I want all of you to really almost like future-proof your business with high ticket, because with AI, with all the changes coming in, with the influx of service providers in the market, the done for you hourly services do come down to who has the lowest rate. But when you're pivoting and you're offering high ticket, you can't be replaced by the cheapest person. You can't be replaced by someone's admin assistant or their spouse or Google or ChatGPT or YouTube, because you're giving them a transformation and working with them for something that they've not been able to do on their own. So now that you know it's not just you, now you know, like, this will help you future-proof your business. Let's jump into the secrets. Again, ask questions along the way. If I don't see it, just let me know, but it should pop up on my screen. But no, secret number one, selling is not sleazy. And so I was taught, 100 years ago, when I first worked in public accounting in my 20s, I was taught good accountants don't sell. If you're good at what you do, the work will come. Like, those were the exact words. Those have been stuck in my head for decades. And it was well-intentioned advice given by people who 20 years ago genuinely believed that, but it held me back with my $9,000 offer so much for months, because I literally thought it was sleazy to sell. I thought this whole thing, if I'm just good at what I do, if I'm active in the community, or I just do really good work, like, people will know and they'll tell people and they'll just sell for me. But I really had to realize that to help someone get, like, with a high ticket offer, you're helping them get a transformation. So selling and helping them get that transformation is one of the most heart-centered things you can do. Like, I really see selling as heart-centered, because if you don't sell, people can't hire you. And I know that sounds so basic, but we forget that. Like, we're so busy. Our audience is so busy. We've got to make it so clear to them that we can help them. So we've got to sell or they can't hire us. And if they don't hire you, then they can't get results. And so in my mind, all that logical thinking is that not selling when you can help someone is the opposite of heart-centered. And I know that's a little bit extreme, but that's typically how I position it to my clients when they know they can help someone, but they're too shy, or they feel too sleazy, or they feel too gross because they don't want to come off like a used car salesperson. Like, this is when I'm positioning to them, like, it's actually not heart-centered to not let someone know you can help them. So I'll give a personal example. I have 3 girls. I started, like, my business in 2015. So I had a baby in 2015, a baby in 2016, a baby in 2018. So things were bananas and crazy. And I was still building my business all through that, building up to almost like $80,000 a year just with the bookkeeping services. But when my youngest daughter was a few months old, I was so tired. I was so tired. And I needed a babysitter because I had a bookkeeping client I went to every month. And I took her when she was a tiny little baby infant. I strapped her in the little Moby wrap and worked at the desk while I was there. And I'd feed her in the van. But she got to the point where I just couldn't take her anymore. So I needed a sitter. And I was so overwhelmed thinking about finding a babysitter until I was, walking down the road with my kids, and this girl in the street is like talking to my kids, and she's so nice and she's so great with them. And then she's literally like selling me on her babysitting services. She's like, yeah, I live down the road. I love to babysit. I almost fell on the ground. Like, I was so glad she was selling to me in that moment, because that was what I needed. I was so tired and I was so busy. I did not have time to go searching the internet and finding all the nanny websites to find a babysitter. So that is just an example outside of business of when it's like, it was so heart-centered for her to sell to me, because it was a problem that I needed solved, but I was at capacity and just could not go do that myself. So that's a personal example. We'll dive into one of my client examples for this. So before working together, this client came to me and she felt so sleazy pitching her high ticket services. It was a lot more money than she was used to. Most of my clients, people who are hiring me are wanting to pivot to high ticket. Some of them are not. Some of them just want to fill, with their like $500 to $1,000 a month offers. But this client was literally, she was going from like a $500 offer to a $2,000 and a $3,500 a month offer. So she felt so uncomfortable and she felt so sleazy, and her industry that she is in had taught her it was wrong to charge that much. And I see this a ton in business. I see this a lot in like healthcare or health related services or coaching or somatic work or, there's a lot of industries that make selling wrong, that make asking for money wrong. I don't know if you can relate to that. I feel like I've been there. So what she was doing is she was not pitching. She was not selling online. She was not selling anywhere. She felt uncomfortable on her sales calls, and she was so afraid that she was asking too much or that she wasn't worth it. And she was literally backed into a corner. I mean, she couldn't make sales because she didn't want to ask for that much money, but she wasn't making money because she wasn't asking for the sales and felt sleazy. And so she was kind of screwed. Like, she couldn't do anything right in that position. Like, if she's making herself wrong for selling, but then she's also making herself wrong for not having clients and not making money, that's a big problem. And so what we were able to do was rewrite this belief. This is why I only offer one-to-one, because doing, this work on our calls, and she gets all my clients who are one-to-one partnership call or clients, they get unlimited support in between their sessions. So we really did a lot of rewriting and unraveling of this. She started feeling really excited about what she brought to the table. Pitching really felt natural. Like, it was almost like she could not pitch because she's just like, I'm so excited for them and I'm so excited about what is possible. Like, I see it. I know the transformation that's possible for them. And it just felt like this natural extension of her business. And people started selling themselves to her and why she should work with them, which was really cool and super fun to see. And then, in the end of the day, she's not fighting herself. She's not like wanting sales, but making herself wrong or feeling gross selling. Like, she literally, it just felt like this weight had been lifted. Everything felt really flowy and natural and just in alignment of like, well, of course I'm going to sell because of course I can help someone with this. And of course they're going to get a transformation. So when she did that, when we did this work together, she's now still work together, booking clients at $2,000 a month to $3,500 a month. So those are huge sales. People are signing on for a year. These are some of her messages in Voxer. Like, just the fact that this one is like, the crazy thing is she didn't even ask about the price. She just wanted to know how it would work, and 100% agreed I was the right person, and she wasn't concerned about how much it would cost. So we're in, send her the contract, and I think I'm going to go with 3,500. Like, this is huge to me. When you are just the natural fit for someone and they're like, I don't even care what the cost is, like, you are the person I want to hire because I know you are the one who can help me solve the problem I have, get the result that I want. This is the power of rewriting the belief that selling is not sleazy, because these people are so glad she sold to them and they are paying her, $24,000 a year plus to help her solve the problem that only she can help them with. So this is what happens when you rewrite this belief. So we did the work. Again, I only offer one-to-one, so I can't imagine what a group program or a course would have told her. She made selling her high ticket offer wrong, and her upbringing as a woman, she was basically taught, like, don't ask for too much. Be happy with what you get. Don't be too much. Don't make someone uncomfortable. Like, she had all these stories to unwind that come from, our upbringings. And 99% of my clients are women. And there's so much, whether it's this flavor or a different one, that comes from, decades of conditioning about how we're expected to show up, what is okay for us to receive and ask for. So again, I'm so glad we worked together one-to-one, because we had to fundamentally do a lot of unwinding. And now she just books high ticket clients on repeat. Like, she makes over 50K in sales in weeks, not months or years. So that is, like, I think that's so fun. Let me know if y'all have questions. I'm drinking my tea. It's my throat coat. So secret number 2 is you're not taking someone's money. You're helping change their life. So for years, I did not feel worthy of my rates, whether it's $300 or $9,000. I remember one specific sales call I had with a gal. I knew I could help her. She was a single mom. She had multiple kids, but I froze. So just a little story about my background. My parents were divorced. My mom was a working mom. She worked a lot. Like, she worked summers to help pay for things. And so I saw what she went through. So I felt so uncomfortable pitching to this mom because she was a single mom. I felt like I was taking her money. I had a lot of stuff in my head from my upbringing, what I was projecting and bringing to this situation. And what I had to realize was I'm not taking her money. Like, I am helping her, like, provide for her kids. Like, if anyone can help her in this, entire world, it's me. Like, I am like the best person to help her with this. And so once I realized, like, it's not just like I'm taking her money, like I'm giving her an exchange. Like, this is an energetic exchange, and I am helping her with a transformation that's going to serve her. It's going to serve her business. It's going to serve her family. That's when it clicked. It was like, it's not just like I'm taking their money, they're losing something, they're gaining a service, they're gaining a transformation. And we did work together. When she hired me, she had a $915 net loss for that year. After we worked together, she had 120K of like net profit from working together. And like, I look back and I'm so glad that I sold to her, that I got out of my own way, that I worked through my own stories and stuff. That's why I have my own one-to-one coach. I had to work through a lot of things so that I could sell to her and feel really good about taking her money, because there was a huge transformation on the other side. There was over $120,000 of profit, like not just top line revenue, but take home profit. So that was huge. And if I hadn't sold to her, she would not have made that extra 120K in profit. It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened for her or her four kids. And so I feel really good about that. So I had to make this mindset shift that it was okay to sell. It was okay to ask to get paid. It was okay for her to invest in me so that she could get the results that she wanted. And that's when I went from 3 one-to-one clients to 9 one-to-one clients in just 4 months. It was like the floodgates had opened when I realized this. And it's such a simple shift that you can make now. You don't have to, like, I had a lot of unwinding and reworking to do, but you can make this shift now and realize it's not just you're like taking someone's money, you're supporting them with a transformation and supporting them to do something they can't do on their own. So whether it's their business, whether it's their health or anything else, they need you to support them. We need to help them feel safe. We need to help them feel safe to invest in themselves and to get the results on the other side of it. So this is a client example about selling from transformation, not guilt. So she came to me. She had a $997 group course. Her audience was asking for more personalized support. So I suggested an offer that ended up being $3,500. It was a VIP upsell, and she resisted hard. And I wasn't the one that came up with this dollar amount. We came up with a VIP offer together. And this was the dollar amount that she was like, for the exchange of what I'm putting in, it needs to be this price. But she resisted. She did not want to add this to her, offer suite. Her audience has a lot of debt. A lot of them are working parents. A lot of them are working multiple jobs. She was literally, I remember her telling me on a call, Jordan, they don't have that kind of money. And I get it, but once she saw that it was a fast path to them getting results, like, yes, her course is amazing. She has an amazing group program, amazing group course. It does get results, but for them to really get what they want, for them to really get the results faster and wasting less time and money, she had to sell this VIP offer because it did give them results. So when she created the offer, she started pitching it. She literally books 5 to 10 clients every launch with this $3,500 an offer VIP upsell. So that is adding, 5 clients, that's $17,500, 10 clients, that's $35,000. That's basically pure profit, because with her, kind of group program, she has other people delivering on things. She's got like some team support there to pay for, but this private client upsell is basically pure profit to her. And people are DMing her to buy this option. Like, they don't have money. They don't have bags of money sitting around, but they do realize this is the thing that gets me my results. This is what I want to not waste time, money, like weeks, months, years. Like, this is the thing that they want. And so they are DMing her to buy. She actually sold out her capacity this last launch too. She went above and beyond just because she's like, I can't turn anyone away. But when you see your offer as life-changing, you sell differently. And your clients will say yes differently too, because they feel like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. This is the person who can help me with that transformation and help me get the results that I want. Okay, so this was the message that she sent to me, is like, so something happened. People were begging her to let them in. We thought we were going to have 5 private client spots. She messaged me, now she had 10, and then this morning I just updated this. She signed 11. So that's $38,500 in 5 days from this offer that originally she was like, Jordan, they don't have that kind of money. This is the power of having an offer to support them with a transformation. I'm just so celebrating her right now because this is so fun. So secret number 3, we're just moving along here. What you say on a call isn't as important as someone feels. So we buy from emotion first and justify with logic. I think someone said that. I don't know who to quote that from, but that's kind of like a well-known thing. Like, we think we're buying from a logical place, but we're actually buying from emotion. So, like I mentioned before, I joined a group program. It was $9,000. They gave me a sales script and they told me to get a payment on the phone. It felt gross and it didn't work. When I threw out the script and just literally focused on the person in front of me, everything changed. And that's when I realized, like, looking back when I was interviewing for one-to-one coaches, because I knew after doing the group program, after doing the masterminds, I knew one-to-one was the thing that I want. I crave personal connection. And I know from being in this online space long enough that the magic is from the relationship. So when I was looking for a one-to-one coach, I hired her. And looking back, I don't even know what we said on the call. Like, she didn't have a script. I literally don't remember the call at all. I hired her because I connected with her values. I felt seen. I hired her because of how it made me feel to think about working together. And it's the same for your clients. Like, they want to leave a call with you feeling excited, feeling like clear about what's possible. And that's when they'll buy from you. So if you're trying to sell them on this many calls per month or this many modules, they don't really care about those things. Like, yes, they need to know that stuff, but they care about how those things make them feel and how those things get them closer to the transformation that they want. So this is a client example. We say no script, no equals more sales. So one of my clients struggled to book clients after her sales calls. She came to me and she was regularly booking sales calls. So she had multiple degrees, years of experience. She was the real deal. I mean, pretty much all of my clients, like, they are the real freaking deal. They're like top tiers of their industry. She was so good at what she did. And she had all these calls, but she was not converting. She was great at outlining the features, but she was not connecting the dots with the potential client and what they wanted. And so I was there, in Voxer on her calls, before she had consults, after her consults, and then all during the follow-up process, because so much of sales is in the follow-up. So I was reflecting her so often, like, where she kept referring back to a script or where she kept wanting to go back to the details of the offer. So when she was able to really throw out a script, throw out just the details of the offer, she filled her high ticket roster at 3x her previous rates without feeling pushy, and she had to start a wait list. Her calls felt really natural, and her conversion rate went from 10% to 72%. So this was one of her messages when I was like, how does it feel? Like, wow, this is like amazing. And she said this was so easy. She hardly had to do anything on these last 3 wins that were her highest ticket. They have all 3 been my easiest wins ever. And that is when sales feels really good, is when we throw out the script and we're literally like, who is the human in front of me that I'm focusing on? And if it's not a sales call, maybe it's an email, or maybe it's a networking event, or maybe it's a landing page, but this principle still applies. Like, we're not just talking high level scripty stuff that ChatGPT spits out. It's literally like, who are you as a human that you are connecting with? And so this is what I want you to take away from this secret, is that it's not about saying the right words. Like, again, when I hired my coach, I literally don't remember the words she said. I just know I walked away feeling really good and excited and seen. And so this secret is all about willing to be a real human and connect and build a relationship with another real human. So secret number 4, objections are not a no. I love this one. So when someone says, I can't afford it, you're great, but it's usually not about the money. And I do want to be very clear, like a no is a no. A no is an empowered no, and we will take that and honor and respect it. But when someone is saying, I can't afford it, or you're great, but this is when it's not typically about the money. What they're often saying when they are saying, you're great, but it's usually fear talking. Like it feels risky. They've never done anything, or there's no like magic, crystal ball to tell them that this will work. So a lot of times objections are fear talking. A lot of times objections are them pulling on past experiences. Like, I don't know how many people I've talked to recently that have invested in the past and didn't get results. I mean, with the trust recession right now, that is so rampant and it's such a huge problem. But so often a lot of objections are based on that, like, okay, I invested in that $9,000 program and didn't get results. Like, how is this going to be any different? And a lot of times their objections are about self-doubt. It's like we talked about in the beginning, that self-trust of like, what if I just don't show up for this? Like, this is time, this is money. Like, what if I have let myself down in the past and I'm scared to do that again? So when I struggled to sell my high ticket offer, when I heard these objections, it was basically on every sales call. I, let's see, I basically felt like I was doing something wrong. But when I could see them for what they were, I could see that it was the client's fears, which had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with my offer. It had nothing to do with my prices. That's when I was able to step back and support them as a human. Like, what's really going on here, help them see their fears and their self-doubt. And it really took the focus off me and my offers and me being good enough, or let me play the dancing monkey. It was really putting the focus on them. What are they struggling with? What do they need right now? Is it fear? Is it their past experiences? Is it self-doubt? Maybe they don't know that they'll show up for themselves. Like, this is the conversation. These are the conversations I started having. And that's when I realized, like, my job is not to get a yes on the call. Like, my job is to actually understand what's going on for them. So whether you offer one-to-one like I do, or you have group programs or courses or masterminds, like, this secret will increase your sales by tens of thousands of dollars, because you will hear the fear and the self-doubt behind the objection. And you're probably the only person willing to sit with them and do this with them and name that for what it is. And that is so powerful. I can't tell you how many people I've had calls with who feel so good and they feel so seen after a call with me, because it's not like they're like, oh, like, you're great, but I can't afford it. Like, I'm not shutting down thinking I did something wrong. I'm like, oh, like, tell me about that. Like, and this is where I'm working with my clients and supporting them to be like, what's really going on here? Like, what's really the thing under the thing? Whether they hire us or not, at least they will know what the real issue is, instead of just saying they don't have the money. If they can at least have the awareness that, like, actually, I'm really scared to show up. Like, I've let myself down in the past. I've bought a program in the past and I didn't show up for it. Like, at least they will have that awareness too. And that is so powerful. So one of my clients used to freeze when objections came up. I mean, this is me. I could be talking about so many of my clients right now. Like, objections just kind of like trigger something in us that we've done something wrong. And if someone said they couldn't afford it, she would just back off completely, like, basically like shut down. Like, she had done something bad, wrong. She was too much, asking too much, making someone uncomfortable. She was leaving so many amazing clients and cash on the table. So where'd my little cursor go? When we shifted her approach, she started asking curious questions to uncover what was really going on. So when she did that, and she doesn't have a one-to-one offer, she has like more like a program type of offer, but she was still able to use the objections and talk about what she was learning like from asking her audience questions, she put it in her content. She was speaking to it. It was like the elephant in the room that she was talking about. She started addressing fears and self-doubt on her landing pages. And then her next launch was her highest to date. Like after we incorporated that, like speaking to objection stuff into her, content and landing pages, she had a $35,000 launch, almost $36,000. It was her biggest launch to date. And when I was like asking her, how are you doing? How are you celebrating? She's like, I'm seriously loving every second. A little shocked, honestly. Brand photos in 2 weeks. Like, this is the power. So you could see, even if you don't have sales calls like I do, or someone with a one-to-one offer, even if you have a group program or a course or a mastermind, this is so powerful because your audience has fears. They have self-doubt. They have, this feels risky. All of that is in their head. And so if you're not on a call talking to them about it, put it in your content, put it in your landing pages, speak to it, use it, because that is how they're going to feel so seen and safe, instead of just like trying not to talk about it and, oh, they've invested before and now they're scared to. And if I don't talk about it, then maybe they won't think about it. Like, they are thinking about it. So we want to be the safe person there, willing to talk about it and address it. All right. So I can't imagine, like, if we had not done this work, the power of this launch after launch after launch, because if you know me and the support I provide clients, we are taking one funnel to multi six figures. So this like accumulation effect with every launch is just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that is steadiness, and that is power in business. So this is the fifth one. We're to 5 already. Number 5 is my favorite secret. Say what you're really thinking. And so this is important to say, like, we're not being a jerk. Like, this is not just permission to be like an a-hole. Like, but we do know that high ticket clients are not hiring you to yes them. They want your honest perspective before and after they hire you, and they want you to say the thing. So when I stopped trying to people please on sales calls, because that is just part of being a woman, part of my upbringing, just people pleasing and caretaking someone else's, experience. Like, once I stopped doing that on sales calls and just started saying the thing I was actually thinking, that's when I booked better fit clients. That's my renewals went way up, and my payment defaults went way down. Like, I have 0 payment defaults. I have 0 clients like cutting a contract early. Like, that stuff just doesn't happen anymore. And this is also my favorite secret, because this is why I have such a high renewal rate. Like, in the past 5 months, I've had in the past 5 months, I've had 100% renewal rate, but this is the past 4 years, 57% of my clients have been with me for that long. Like, I have a tiny roster, and over half of them have been with me for 4 years. That means their seats don't come available. Like, I don't have to worry about selling their seats, because our sales calls start with honest, transparent conversations. And this is the part, I had 100% renewal rate for the past 5 months. And that is like unheard of in the online space, especially with one-to-one coaches. And this is like the responses I get, like, yes, and the agreement ASAP, because they want to reserve their spot. So this client, she came to her sessions telling me what was really going on with potential clients after their sales calls. And so I'm not like, she was not being a jerk here. Like, this was, she could see a pattern that her clients kept repeating, that they were staying in their own way. Like, they had objections, they were scared to hire her, and they weren't going to get results because they kept repeating this pattern. And she'd come to me and be like, it was clear as day to me, like, they're just going to perpetuate this. They're never going to get out of this. And I'm like, yeah, but are you saying this on the call to them? And she's like, no. I mean, she was not saying any of this on her calls. And again, this is not like permission to be a jerk. So we had to do a lot of coaching around getting comfortable saying what she thought in a loving way. So I was with her to like articulate what she was saying in a way that wasn't like being a jerk, but just reflecting to someone how they're getting in their own way and what's holding them back. And this was something she was not taught to do. Like, she was raised very similar to me. Like, we're from the South. She was raised to be a good girl. She was taught to hold things in. She was taught to not upset anyone, don't ruffle feathers, and definitely don't say what she really thought. So we practiced this together on her coaching calls. We did some like role playing, like where we pretended like we were on sales calls. I give her unlimited in-between support so that after the call, she could follow up in a way that felt good to her potential clients, just so she could practice saying the thing and, how do we articulate this in a way that's not calling them out, it's calling them in, but like also being like transparent, but not being a jerk. Like there's a lot of like nuance here. And the follow-up is so powerful because when she followed up with them, even if they weren't a yes on the call, she knew why they were getting in their own way and they had a conversation about it. So it was so much easier to follow up in such a like targeted personal way because she knew the thing. And so when we did this work, when she stopped, drop the people pleasing, drop the like, be the good girl, drop the don't ruffle feathers, like this is when the right people leaned in. The wrong people self-selected out, which is what we want. She started her relationships with her clients the way she wanted to continue it. And her client renewals skyrocketed, even at her higher rates. She booked more clients than she ever had in just a couple of months, and she created over $50,000 of sales during this time. So this is also important. When you're honest, you book the right fit clients. Her clients were tired of their own bullshit. Like they were like, this feels stretchy, but I'm also tired of getting in my own way. And they wanted someone who was real and someone who was true and a voice of what's, possible for them. And so she was willing to be that person. So this booked clients so fast. It built so much trust. It built so much respect with her clients. Like they had never had someone say those things to them, lovingly reflect things to them. Like she had so much experience and years to rely on and pull from that she knew the trajectory they were going to keep going on if they didn't give her support. And she wasn't being a jerk, but she was just helping them see like what the trade-offs are and helping them decide which trade-off they wanted to go with. So again, she was just being like so open and willing and honest with them. We even had to like pump the brakes with onboarding because she was converting every single call. And she would send me messages daily, like my new client paid and scheduled, got a new client, paid in full for 6 months. Like it was just, it feels really good. That's why it's one of my favorite secrets because it feels so good for you as the seller to say the thing. And it just brings in people who are such a good fit for the long haul. Because if you're like me, if you're like my clients, you don't want to have to chase new clients all the time. So this is the secret that's going to help you start off on the right foot. Great. Let me know if you have any questions, but we are going to recap. Very proud of myself for staying on time here. Okay, so let's recap the 5 secrets. Like selling is not sleazy. You're not taking someone's money. You're helping them change their life, whether it's business, personal, health, finance, healthcare, whatever it is. You're helping them create a transformation they can't do on their own. And then number 3 is what you say on a call isn't as important as how someone feels. Objections are not a no. A no is an empowered no, but objections typically fear, self-doubt, risk, all wrapped up underneath it. And the last one is say what you're really thinking. And the bonus secret of selling high tickets is that business, booking clients, making 10K to 50K months is so much more than just what you say on a call. It's so much more than just what's in your emails or on your landing page or what you say at a networking event. These secrets, just to be real, work best when they're stacked on top of an offer that's a no-brainer for someone to buy. This is why I talk about like your badass high ticket offer, because that is the first foundational piece. Then we want to have the right marketing, the right messaging that gets you seen by the right audience and attracts the right leads. We also want to have a nurturing sales process that makes taking the next step with you feel so easy and so natural and like such a no-brainer for someone. And we want a follow-up process that turns your calls into clients because we know, the stats are like X% of, clients come in whatever number of follow-up. So we want to have a supportive follow-up process. So when you combine these 5 high ticket sales secrets with a working funnel, that's when it's like putting lighter fluid on all of this and you're truly unstoppable. And that's when booking clients and making cash on repeat feels so simple. And the bonus secret is that you are the secret. Like, yay, you can stop looking for strategies. You can stop looking for the 17-step funnel. You can stop looking for sales scripts. You can stop looking for someone to have the secret or the answer, and you can start getting the right support. And I would love to be that support. I've, seen over the past 10 years that the 10K to 50K months are more than what you say on a call. It's having the badass offer. It's having the simple, holistic funnel that works so well together. And I would love to be the support to help you stop chasing strategies and scripts and trust yourself to finally step into the CEO shoes and identity of who you want to be. So you can go from, struggling service provider to book clients to being that CEO who just fundamentally knows how to attract and convert clients for multi-6, multi-7 figure years. Again, I am such a proponent of simple offers and a simple funnel, especially as a mom with kids. Like, we can actually make it really simple. So if you're ready to stop chasing, we can book a consult, talk about what working together one-to-one could look like. Again, my spots are super limited. I keep a small roster intentionally, and almost half of that, or 57%, like, doesn't come up for renewal at any time. I partner with you. So my one-to-one support is kind of like nothing you've ever had. It's like no other course or program or mastermind. Like, I call it a partnership because I'm truly here in your corner every single day. I know you, your business, I know your kids' names, I know their after school activities. Like, we are in it together. And if you're craving that support so that you're not trying to figure all this business stuff out on your own, or trying to spot the gaps and the leaks on your own, that's why it's so valuable to have me here with you. I'm holding consults right now. I don't have the November 1 spot available. That is already booked. I only have one spot through the end of the year, through early 2026. So again, grab a consult because I want to discern for fit as much as you are. And I really want this to be like a partnership where we're doing this together and you feel really seen and held. And so it's so important to me that, we have a consult and talk about what working together could look like, and if we have coaching chemistry. So you just gave me 49 minutes of your time. Now what? You can book your free coaching consult. The link is in the emails. If you book it within a week and hire me, you'll receive $250 off any of my coaching packages. In addition to the one-to-one 6 months, I also do week-long intensives. So I do open a couple of those every now and then so we could talk about what that support could look like. But again, we'll use your consult to really look at your, sales process, get clear on your offers, map out your high ticket, next steps, find the leaks. Like, we can use this time so that you at least have so much clarity. Even if working together isn't the next best step, you'll at least know what your best next step is. So you literally have nothing to lose. And again, if you do want to hire me, then we'll definitely give you that $250 off just for booking in the next week. And thank you so much. Have to run. Thank you for this fantastic info. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm just seeing this. Thank you. Will we get a replay? Yes, definitely. We got the replay. It is going out. It will go out tomorrow. So definitely we'll have that. And just again, thank you for being here. Like, I know it is no small feat to get somewhere live in the middle of the day. So I'll take off my screen share. Do y'all have questions for me? Did I just explain everything super well so you don't have any questions? Feel free to drop it in the chat and I'll just stay for a minute or two for anyone if you have something specific to you, or if it's general, or any clarifications or anything I talked about today. I want to be here and make sure I, answer those questions. Oh, you're great. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. And again, really appreciate y'all being here. I will pick a winner for, joining live today. I want to give away a free one-to-one coaching session for someone who joined live. So y'all are getting an extra entry. And again, I'm just so grateful for you being here. I hope you like this class as much as I do. Selling is truly something that I honestly love, and it obviously is something you need to learn for your business, and being good at it, this is a skill. And so this will change the way you feel in business, and it will change your results, and it will bring in amazing clients. So thank y'all so much again for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.